It's the final beer video of 2023. Thank fucking God, Helen. Thank God. All right, everybody. That's been the beer video. You don't need to see anything else. How's it going?
Good, I think.
Yeah.
We're having a little get together for New Year's, possibly, so that's going to be a good time.
Yeah, we are as well. Very, 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 very small, which is fine.
Yeah, is it going to be Jaden and Lexi? Hello, Jaden and Lexi. I know you watch these.
Yes, it will be them. They will be coming over to hang out, and Andy the cat will be thrilled because he loves them. And so does Daisy. It's funny because Daisy is really, really hard to earn her affection, but once you have it, you always have it. And they have it. So Daisy comes up to see them. So it'll be an exciting night for them. And Brody will be drugged. Brody,
Yay!
she's on medication now. So her evenings are much less frantic than they were. We saw a behavioral specialist, and no, I'm not just drugging my dog to do it. I'm going through a doctor, and it's basically a combination of things where she's on stuff for anxiety and different things like that. She's a very anxious little girl. But there's also some activities we're working on with her to kind of make her a little bit more tired, give her more. I mean, she gets a lot of exercise. I walk this dog long periods of time every day, but there's some other things we need to do, like some enrichment we need to do, and she seems to like it. So, I'm not saying we turned a corner, but it's you know, she's doing a little better. Oh, sorry. So, I started this thing off saying 2023 can go to hell, and it can fucking go to hell, and I'm going somewhere with this. And by the way, I do have the sticky note up, so I know that you went first last week. This is why I'm starting on this tirade. It's been a terrible year. 2023, I can probably say probably the worst year of my life. Um, Followed very closely by 2020 whenever my mother passed away. Also a horrible year. It just felt like this year was just from the start everything on New Year's Day. On New Year's Day, I woke up and the brand new, teeth that I had paid thousands and thousands of dollars to get fixed, that tooth fell out. It broke off. So we started off 2023 just with shit. And by the way, this will be the last beer video where I don't have this tooth. I'm getting the implant put in Thursday. Yes. And then, my poor beloved dog Rosie got very sick and passed away, which was devastating, fucking horrible. Um, but the job I had at work went away because reasons, although I'm still there but doing a different job. It's just been a hell year. It's been horrible. And I've hated most of it and not been good. I have not liked it, and I'm gonna be glad to have it over with. I'm not one of those people who believes that when a new calendar year starts, everything is just magically different. But I just want this year to be over with. Fuck it. I'm gonna burn that calendar that's on my wall as much as I like it. It's the alternate histories calendar. Look it up. They're pretty funny. They make new ones every year. And that leads into my beer, Helen. My beer is called and hey, fuck 20 I already screwed it up. It's called and hey, fuck 2023 too. Because last year, and this is Abomination Brewing, last year they did a beer called Fuck 2022. And I think I did that beer last year, I think. But this year, I mean it, because this year sucks. Fuck 2023. It can go to hell. Fuck it. So this is, and just to show it to you again, it's got like a little green skull over the planet Earth, spreading death and bullshit. And we got some aliens eating popcorn and just kind of watching all the shit go down. So 2024 may actually end up being worse for us as a country, but we'll see.
I
Um,
keep there's an election. I feel like we need to have another year until that happens. Like, I don't
yeah,
know, man. I'm still tired out from the last one.
I know. I know. I need a year between I need a year between a just a bad presidency and a dictatorship. So this is a triple dry hopped India Pale Ale. It's 9.7% alcohol. And we're just gonna drink out of a rush glass, fly by night, because 2023 can fly by night away from here. So as soon as I opened this, as soon as I cracked the can open, I got an immediate uh onslaught of hop sensation through my nostrils. So that's what it looks like. It's, a little murky, which you would expect from a triple IPA and a nice little head. And my God, is this thing just pungent in a good way. It's a very hop pungent hop. Okay, here we go. Well, luckily the beer is better than the year. It's I think the first taste I get outside of the hops and just the general IPA-ness is some definite citrus and a little bit of pineapple. It's nice and juicy. It's pretty tasty. It's not very bitter. Yeah, to be honest with you, I mean, it's coming out at the end of the year because we're, kicking 2023 to the curb. This would be a good summer beer. This would be a nice summer IPA to have in the evening outside in front of a fire when you want to get a little fucked up. Because at 9.7, I mean, it's not the strongest beer on the market, but that's 9.7 is going to get you there. And it's tasty. It's not terribly bitter. So if you stray away from the IPAs due to the bitterness, I don't think it has the IBUs on here. No, it doesn't. It's nothing to worry about. I wouldn't, it's not terribly bitter. The hop profile is pretty significant. But again, it's not bitter. It's not overwhelming. Um, the citrus and the pineapple, like those tastes, I think kind of take precedence over the hops. Um, it's really nice. This is a nice beer, and this is too good of a beer for 2023. 2023 should have had a real bad beer, but instead they got a good one. So nice going, Abomination Brewing, for giving us a good beer to end this goddamn awful calendar year.
Oh, I mean, I don't think I had a bad 2023 necessarily.
I'm glad you didn't. I mean, I don't want people to have bad years.
Yeah, Matt and I went out of the country,
Yeah.
um, and that was a good time. I don't know, the rest of it wasn't really super worth remarking on. I guess it was our 10th wedding anniversary this past July.
Yeah.
Good for us, I
Yeah.
guess. Um, yeah, I don't know. The rest of it's just been like kind of watching societal decay in slow motion
Yeah.
and planning to have some fun for myself, which I think is going to be next year too.
Yeah. And look, next year we get Maryland Death Fest back.
Yeah, I am not going sadly because like I already have a
Yeah, what
couple
kind of stuff? Yeah.
um but
I'm still
yeah,
exciting.
um so actually sorry, dying here.
Don't die.
Um they have, are you going?
I don't know because I'm going in June to Brooklyn to see Dillinger Escape Plan because they're bringing Dimitri back on vocals like for that. They're doing 3 shows, so I got tickets to the second show. So that might be my trip because that's unless they tour like do a full tour, which from as far as I know, there's no plans for it. That's something that's an event, so I'll take that.
Yeah, sure. Apparently I've got hiccups, so
That's
sorry for
okay.
that.
Brody the dog gets hiccups a lot. You just have,
For,
you just sit there with her and you pet her through it and she gets through them.
well, no one's here to pet me through it, so
Come on, Sauron.
Sauron.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Why don't we
um,
do the shirt thing before you do your beer, even though we've seen your shirt, but let's talk about it.
oh yeah, killers.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, my friend Kate gave me this shirt like 12 years ago, and I still have it because it's great.
Yeah. This is great. I'm so glad you have hiccups. Are you doing the whole I do like a spoonful of sugar And then I drink a glass of water rapidly, small sips very rapidly. And that works for me, but I don't know.
Yeah, the sugar thing work- works generally, yes. We'll see. Usually just holding my breath too for a little. But I constantly think of that guy, like that was in the Guinness Book of World Records that had hiccups for like 39 years.
Oh my
So
God. I would have just, no way. I can't do it. I can't do it. I get hiccups a lot when I drink and they just drive me crazy. But the funny thing about Iron Maiden or their shirts, they are really hard to cut the sleeves off because their logo goes like the whole way across. So the one of the Iron Maiden shirts that I have cut, when I wear it, it looks like the name of the band is Ron Maiden because the eye is there, but like like this, like it'll curl up on the sleeves because so I just looks like I have a Ron Maiden shirt. Drives me crazy. So it's the only no, I have two Iron Maiden shirts that I've cut the sleeves off, and the other one I just had to like cut it weirdly so I could cut around the logo and what are you gonna do? My shirt, which you may be interested in, because it's a pro wrestler. Her name is Abbott, or okay, their name is Abaddon because they go by they them. They are the Living Dead girl. They're like a zombie, so it's Abaddon. Um, they had a match tonight on the AEW pay-per-view against Julia Hart that they did not win, but I didn't watch the show. It's the first AEW show I haven't watched. I have my reasons, but I don't want this video to be 49 minutes long. And I've already talked too much. That's your cue.
hey, well, we'll see if this beer is good and can cure my hiccups.
So you said you got a funny one, right? Or a weird one?
Oh yeah, so this is called Dark Helmet.
Ooh.
Okay, so you've seen the movie Spaceballs, right?
Yeah. I was wondering if that's where that was going. Excuse me.
And another beer I've been drinking this week is a dark lager called Scroob Salute. So,
Oh, shit. Why can't I find these beers down here?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a dark lager. Um, it is 5% alcohol. It is by Barrel Theory. They make good stuff, so I'm
I'm
excited.
gonna look them up while you're doing that so I can have barrel theory in my search. Let's see. Barrel, right? As in like roll out the barrel.
Yes, we'll have a barrel of fun.
We will. Oh, there we go. Okay, I found them. Cool. All right. I like the color. Oh no, you just hiccuped while you were drinking, didn't you?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Okay. It looked like it wasn't fun. We need the cat to jump out and scare you.
That is good. That is a pretty standard dark lager. No surprises there. Yeah, you ever have something like I don't know, like when you go to a restaurant and you get like a really good cheeseburger,
Sure.
like it's nothing surprising. It's nothing like out of the ordinary, but it's good. It's just it plays the hits. That's what
Yeah,
this is.
there's nothing wrong with that.
This is a good standard dark lager, I
Yeah.
think.
I always like when people complain about like I like them on Amarth because I think they're fun and stupid. And I've seen them live and it's fun and stupid. And they're like,
Oh, me too.
yeah.
Yes,
And it's like
agree.
they make the same record every time. I don't care. I don't care. It's I know what I'm getting. It's fun. I like to see them. It's hilarious. What who cares? Sometimes consistency's good.
Yeah, they're a fun band. Okay, so did you see that whole flap about that AI metal band?
No.
Oh,
Oh no.
Well, okay, so apparently this is something I didn't know, but apparently Van Canto is still a thing.
Oh God, why?
Yeah, like, okay, like I don't want to defend Van Canto exactly, but like, back in like, I don't know, 2009 when they first started being a thing, my tattoo artist played one of their Manowar covers and I was like, that's pretty funny,
Yeah,
for like a a one-off joke for like an EP's worth of cover songs. Yeah, like it's a gimmick, I guess. But they've been trying to squeeze blood from that stone for apparently about
a long time, longer
15.
than they should have.
That's like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this still?
Yeah.
And apparently the lead guy has created a AI metal band called Frostbite Orc Kings.
Oh God.
Orcs from World of Warcraft play like um okay, he said that like they trained the AI on like session musicians playing original music, but like if
Oh,
you listen to it and if you watch like the music videos, it's a monomarth, it's just a monomarth. Like the guy's doing this,
yeah.
like same thing Johan Hegg does constantly,
Did they make
like
did they make the audience row?
no, and people people grouse about that, but it's like, and I understand it. It is pretty cringe, but like whatever, like I take
That'd been fun.
like whatever.
Yeah.
Undo the nerd shit, right?
Yeah.
They're like fucking decking people in the face.
Yeah.
Ugh, but yeah, it's just like it's bad Monomarth played by computers. And like at least when I listen to Monomarth, like I know like these guys are genuinely into that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they play this nerd ass music because that's what they like to do.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for a million albums and that's what they enjoy. And like I don't understand why I would want to listen to music made by a computer. It's not a person, it doesn't have feelings, it doesn't have interests.
Yeah.
Like all it is just like kind of this sad, scrapey knockoff of like music made by actual people. Like even like bad generic metal played by actual people. It's like, okay, like I can see why you are into playing this.
Sure.
Like even if I think it's bad and uninteresting, I can see why someone would want to create something like this.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but I
Just
don't know. Like,
just wait 20 years from now, whenever like the Billboard pop charts, if those are still a thing, are half, if not more than half, populated by AI generated music. It's gonna happen.
I mean, I don't know though. Like, say what you will about pop stars of the current era, whatever. Like, I don't know if this is gonna just like trigger some keyword thing that's gonna bring the wrath of heaven down upon us. But Taylor Swift, not really my thing. But
Yeah.
you know what? I listen to her music and I'm like, well, I don't like it, but I can see why someone would. Like she's a decent songwriter who is able to express like a decent range of emotion. So I can see why people get invested in it, even if it's like very much not my thing.
Yeah.
Um, and that human element is, by definition, always going to be lacking with AI. Like,
Yeah.
even if you can write, like, even if you can get a computer to write a decent hook, like the vulnerability, the passion, like all that stuff, it's not going to be there. So
No, it's not. It's it's a machine.
yeah, like like I don't really care for Taylor Swift's music, but like listening to it is like, okay, yeah, she felt some things about these breakups, obviously. So
Yeah.
like that's like a human element that clearly a lot of people like relate to.
Yeah.
And like a computer has never had a breakup.
Not yet.
Yet. Yes. Hey, it looks like this beer cured my hiccups, so
Hey, hey, hey. 2023 is going to end on a positive note with the hiccups cured.
yay.
Oh, one more day. Oh my God. How am I going to get through tomorrow? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny. I had a conversation. I was at the record store. I always like to go to the record store New Year's Eve, like to get, just to buy some stuff on the last day of the year. But I went today instead because tomorrow the Steelers play tomorrow, and like again, we're having our dear friends over, and so I figured I have to go today. So I went today. I got some really good stuff. I was really excited about my haul, but the band Ghost came up and the guy well, he doesn't run the store, but he's one of the guys that works there. We were just talking about, he's just talking about like, he's like, it's astonishing how many people come in and ask for their stuff. And he was like, so we always make like their stuff's just stocked all the time, like because he's like, it's just amazing how many people ask for it. And I was like, well, sure, because they're popular, they're getting more popular, they're doing well. It could happen to a worse band. And I like Ghost. So whatever. I mean, you can take your shots, everybody out there about Ghost. But I was just saying to him, I was like, you know, I said I don't get the vitriol behind like all the metal people who are like, ah, fuck Ghost and all this stuff, because it's like, it's okay to have fun. Like it's okay. Like you don't have to be grim and frostbitten all the time. Like you can just go and have a good time. Who cares? Like, it's not the end of the world. It's not defining you as a person. Just have fun for once in your fucking life.
I guess my ghost take is like I like them. I enjoy listening to them. I just do not like understand why they're considered a metal band.
Sure. I mean, yeah,
Not trying to gatekeep, like whatever, but like it seems to me that they write like really solid pop rock
I
songs,
do.
like,
Yeah.
but they dress like, devil popes, so they
Mm,
get shoved in the metal category, even though I don't think that's really what they sound like.
no. But I mean, there's still people that consider the Scorpions heavy metal and people that consider Kiss heavy metal. Um,
And Kiss are arguable, I guess, but like
sure.
me, it's just like this sounds like Oingo Boingo.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's the thing. I think a lot of people are just caught up with that. And it's not like ghosts themselves are walking around declaring themselves heavy metal. I don't know that they ever have. It's just I think other people have affixed that label to them, and then people get mad, like, ah, fuck this. And it's like, just don't worry about it. Who cares? Just
I'm
worry
gonna,
about things that matter.
which
What's
is
that?
that I saw Ghost on I think their first US tour
So did I.
in like 2010.
Yeah, it was a while back. Yeah.
So,
Oh,
but the
well, actually, when I saw them, it might not have been their first. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
well, it was either their first or their second. I was supposed to see them with Enslaved, but they had some visa trouble.
Yeah.
Boy, the opener Enslaved replaced them with really stunk. I don't blame Enslaved. It was short notice,
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, I saw them on their subsequent tour, and I just remember like I was in the front row having a good time. Like people let me in the front row because I'm a little
Yeah.
like one of my few natural advantages, I guess.
You can,
Uh
people can see over you.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And like, I was having a good time and show ended and I'm like getting ready to go and I see like a gal obviously like trying to get the attention of the lead singer in like a sexual way.
Sure. Of course. Yeah.
I I guess I was kind of staring at her and she turned over and or she looked over and was very obviously kind of drunk and was like, "Don't judge me." And it was like, "Look, hey man, like get your jellies however you want." I'm just wondering, like, do
Yeah.
you make do you make him keep the makeup and the fake nose on, or do you just like roll the dice with like how he actually looks? Like, how does this work?
Yeah. Probably the makeup on.
Yeah, I
Why not?
mean,
Yeah.
he's got to he's got to do some work there, if he wants to get some ass.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I've seen Ghost a few times. one of the best times I saw them was we went to Virginia to see Iron Maiden on not their most recent record, but the one before it, that tour, because it wasn't coming to Pittsburgh. Like the closest it was coming was Virginia. So we went to some amphitheater and Ghost opened. So we had to
Mhm.
kind of walk over the hill and down to like the amphitheater set seating. As we were coming over the hill, Ghost was coming on and they opened with Square Hammer. And I was like, this fucking rules.
That
It's
sounds
so great. And they were so good. And the Iron Maiden fans loved them. Because, like, a lot of times if you have those legacy bands that have been around forever and you get an opener, um, the fans can be huge dicks to them. But like all the Iron Maiden fans were so excited about them and they got a great reaction and they were really good. So it was like, this is kind of cool to see like a newer band be embraced by, Iron Maiden's legion of some fans that are quite old and some are quite young. But yeah, it was a really good show. I enjoyed that. And yeah. I bought some good records today. I bought two Shamash records. I bought what else did I get? An Oliver reissue that Relapse just put out and what else? Oh, Anathema, their fourth album. I can't remember what it's called. But they just all their stuff just got reissued by Peaceville. So yeah, I just wrecked the Attic. The Attic, if you're ever in Pittsburgh, go to the Attic record store in Millville. It's fucking great. You could be in there for hours. And they just got like way more like metal. So like they always had a huge metal section and now it's even larger. So yeah, if you're a metal fan, you could be in there forever. You could blow your whole budget. I feel like I talked a lot this week, Helen. I'm sorry. Did I talk too much?
God, who are we gonna clown on this week? I don't know. I was just talking to Matt about how like I'm really not looking forward to this election year.
I'm not either. I'm not either. I don't think it's going to go well. I think next year at this time we're going to be just shaking our heads at like, how the fuck are we back here?
Like, moved last year from Brazil, which I guess is, like
Yeah.
I feel I can't yell at him about corrupt politicians because I'm sure he's quite used to that. But yeah, he and his wife like just moved here and he's
Oh,
like we're just gonna stay in the States for a few years and like you're really gonna fucking stick it out through the presidential election.
yeah. I mean, look, it's what? It's 11 months away. Fucking anything could happen between now and November. I don't remember what date the election is. Anything could happen. So, until we're actually there, who knows? But
But I feel like that would be considered an actionable threat.
what's that?
I could mention what I want to
Oh,
happen.
yeah. No, no, we'll just keep that between us. Yeah. I've spoken at length off the record about things I would like to have happen that would be, look, let's face it, better for everybody. But you don't know what we're talking about. That could be anything. That could be anything. But um before we go, I want to pull up a record because I know this band means a lot to both of us. And like for people that are watching that don't know, I have a website called Me to Mead Metal, and my top 40 just ended this week. And my number one record was Panopticon's The Rhyme of Memory, which it's hard to see because it's such a white cover. Again, by Panopticon. And I've loved Panopticon forever. That's the first time a Panopticon record was my number one. Why is my mouse not working? Oh, there we go. Um, So I know you've had a chance to hear it. What do you think? And what would be if you had to pick a number one album for the year, what would it be? Putting you on the spot,
Um,
if you
okay.
can.
Well, Rhyme of Memory would be number two. Love you, Austin. Your record's great. You're not going to watch this because you're extremely offline, but like,
Yeah. Yeah.
no, it was uh if I can get a little sentimental, like one of my favorite things about living in this area was getting to know Austin. He is a really great guy.
Yeah.
Like, and I also appreciate that we are both not super great at talking to people. So both here and at Beyond the Gates, when I saw him, we kind of like hid in the corner and we're like, ah, it's
Yeah.
the Snap support group. Here it is.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
No, he's a brilliant songwriter, and I think like just the new Panopticon record, I think all like I've said before on the beer video, like all good black metal to me has a very solid sense of place. Like I have been to the mountains in Norway, and like the best second wave shit makes me feel like I'm back there.
Yeah.
And uh like I think kind of the lesser black metal bands just try to sound like they're in Norway, even though they're from like, I don't know, fucking Yonkers or whatever.
Yeah.
But like the best American black metal bands kind of take that idea and transfer it to their own sense of place. Like you get that with Ludacris, for example, which
Yeah.
has this,
Totally.
they have a like really grimy urban feel.
Mhm.
And Panopticon actually like you get that great sense of place as well. Like in the early stuff, like when Austin still lived in Kentucky, you had that great bluegrass influences, and like now when Austin lives in the Northwoods of Minnesota, you have like loon cries and shit. It's
Yeah.
like it's very grounded to where it's coming from.
You kind of
And
get a little piece of every part of his journey in his records, like from everywhere he's kind of, put his roots down. There's a little bit of that in everything.
yeah, God, man, great guy. I want him to start Hammer again. Like I know they're like faffing off with permits and shit.
Yeah.
That whole process is probably like longer and more expensive and more complicated than even I like have
Yeah.
yet. But
Yeah.
man, I want them good smoked beers again. The people are starving, Austin.
I'll tell you the first time I met Austin story whenever we get off because I don't want to like do name drop shit. But what's your number one? You said you had one, but
Sorry, I went on a whole tangent
oh
about
no,
how much Panopticon. It's Vastum Inward to
it's
Gethsemane.
funny. Yep.
I love it. Like, it's good, solid death metal. I love like a good body horror theme. I was like watching Hellraiser earlier, like
I'm listening. I'm trying to find the record.
yeah, just
I had
uh yeah, and I
it.
made that grunty noise because like I even in this year, like, I had like kind of this weird film loop thing going in the back of my head. Like people in the metal community TM think you can't do sexual horror without being like a fucking creepy ass misogynist.
Yeah.
It's fucking buck wild to me, like that people are like, oh, like like you objected brutal death metal bands having brutal death metal lyrics. Like every fucking band writes about rape. Like you are aware that like ever even since the late 90s, people have been saying like not so sure about this shit,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. It's been a
Like
while.
yeah, it's not in the sense that like we're saying like I don't know these bands like are sex pests or whatever. Like obviously the like fucking they're trying to be scary, but it just like I don't think you can begrudge like especially women feeling a little weird that like for bands that are all men, that's like the fucking theme they go to.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. And it's natural that women would be creeped out by that because it's fucking scary shit to think about because it's, real life stuff.
a horror worth exploring, but I don't think any of these bands like that hammer on it as a theme do it in a real interesting way. It's all just like kind of juvenile gross out shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like given how sometimes women get treated in death metal, like, can you understand why I am a little weirded out by that?
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much thought, yet for some reason all these people can't come to that conclusion. It's baffling, but I don't know.
Suggested these clowns is maybe like rather than, writing songs where you're the protagonist triumphantly raping all the bitches that turned you down or whatever, like, look inward and find what horrifies you.
Yeah,
That is why I like listening to Vastum.
yeah,
Like, they touch on like stuff I find deeply unsettling rather than just like, oh, that sounds like a guy whose ex wouldn't fit out, you know?
yeah, yeah. It's real shit. It's real. Well, hey, look, I don't mean to cut you short. That was exactly what I wanted to hear. Your take on Bastum, because I kind of figured that was your number one. So that's awesome. We're almost out of time, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Thanks for everybody who watched all year in 2023. I'll try to be in a better mood next year. Helen's cats will be
I,
there. What's that?
I'm not going to be in a better mood.
No, there you go. Helen won't be in a better mood. I'll try to be, but it probably won't work. So,
Or though.
bye.